Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents The Titan's Gift, Season 3, Episode 6. I am your DM and host, Marty, joined by the three quarters Seattle crew. How is everyone doing on this fine Tuesday evening? Let me make your mics toasty and warm so thou can be heard. Not all at once.
How do you do?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hello, hello.
Hey.
I had my hard drive on my. I'm working on my laptop. But I got a desktop sitting around too that had a couple old terabyte drives that I put into a mirrored RAID. One or both of them, hopefully just one of them, has started making this clicking noise, and now the computer doesn't exactly boot when I turn it off and back on again. I'm hoping I can pull them both out, listen, take the one that's clicking, toss that sucker, and plug in something new and see if my investment in RAID paid off all these years later.
Nice. I hope you didn't lose any Bitcoin or anything silly on your hard drive.
I did not. If there's any Bitcoin on my hard drive, it was placed there by hackers, and I haven't noticed it yet.
Yeah.
Like friendly hackers, like the Tooth Fairy of hackers or something.
Friendly neighborhood Bitcoin hackers.
You're one disc in your RAID array dies, you pull it out, put it under your pillow, and
You get a
the Bit Fairy
Bitcoin.
gives you.
The RAID fairy gives you Bitcoin? Is that how it works? Okay.
I think that's how it works. I'm gonna give it a try. They're worth a lot, so hey,
Yeah. No harm in trying. If nothing happens, I mean, you're still out the hard drive. But if it works,
Right. I'm gonna have to hammer that hard drive too. Like I'm not 100%. It's not gonna come up again, but it's full of data.
Yeah. Gotta destroy the data.
That'll be fun.
Yep. After a hard drive scare a while back, I became very fastidious about backing up all of our videos. So I use Amazon. What is it called? It's like Arctic. Basically like a really cold storage.
Glacier.
Yeah, Glacier. Thank you, Amazon Glacier. Yeah, it's very cheap monthly. It's very cheap to upload, expensive to download, and then I've got a bunch of these 2 terabyte, external hard drive. I actually think they're like 3 or 4 terabytes. I've got a bunch of these where I back things up. Basically, nice. I'm on top of the backing up, except for the current campaign, which is currently on hard drives and external hard drives. So, yeah, just don't.
I could lose everything in my dwarf fortress if this doesn't work.
Oh no!
Well, it depends how many hours have you played. Like, is this your? I've been playing this for 3,000 hours dwarf fortress.
I mean, a while,
okay.
Long enough that I wouldn't admit to it in polite company.
Nice.
I understand.
A while.
Yeah, a while.
It's pandemic, damn it. Anyway.
No judgment. Yeah, I've been playing Endless Legend 2. The DLCs were on sale, so I bought the ones that I didn't have and played a game of the Sea Peoples. Just trying to live my life there, dominating the sea. Other than that, I started playing Magic Arena on the phone now. I was a big Magic player. Before I was a D&D player, I was a Magic player, was the strategizing, role-playing fantasy fic sort of thing. So I've been doing that. It's kind of fun to play some cards. I hear, word on the street is there is a Forgotten Realms Magic set is coming out this summer, right? Yeah, they just they did. I think some of the card reveals came out. Like they had was it Portable Hole, Vorpal Sword? There was a dragon that got shown off.
Yeah, they did some cool reveals. It looks okay.
They're finally going to cross the streams there at Hasbro.
Yeah. They're collapsing the streams.
Yep.
Took them long enough.
I'll probably do that. I mean, I'll probably get in on the standard season.
I'm pretty sure it went the other way. I'm pretty sure the Magic universe ended up being in a D&D supplement somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
they did.
I'm pretty sure they did it that way first.
Yeah, was it Guilds of Ravnica or something?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. They came out with Ravnica first, and so now D&D is appearing in Magic, whereas previously Magic appeared in D&D.
Okay.
So
I did not know that.
My comment in chat ages me a little bit. So I remember playing the only card game that I played that was like that was Spellfire back in the day.
That sounds awesome.
It came out around the same time as Magic, and it was all D&D based cards, like Forgotten Realms. So when you said, "Oh, D&D is coming to Magic," I'm like, "Oh."
Back in my day.
Yeah, back in my day. Yeah, it does age me a bit.
I was into card gaming fantasy before it was cool.
I will have to dig them out. I did come across my Spellfire card collection.
I gotta look these up. This is really interesting.
And I'll drag them out when I'm back in Canada, when I'm packing, unpacking everything. I'll come across them again, and I'll show you Spellfire.
Hell yeah. I love collectible card games. I was into Pokemon as well. I was that age.
Yeah, it was that era. It was like the really early on, and it was just one of the many games that didn't quite succeed where Pokemon and Magic did.
Yeah. When you find your cards, we should try and play a game whenever we can hang out in person again.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
I got a bunch of Deadlands cards somewhere.
First, I'm going to look up how much they're worth, and then we'll make a decision about whether or not we play with them.
Maybe
I'm pretty sure they're things you put in your bike spokes, basically. But
I have a complete set of the Dark, which is great for that.
Yeah.
That was not a particularly valuable set.
According to eBay, complete Spellfire Forgotten Realms 1 to 100 set, $50 or best offer.
Okay. Or best offer used. Okay.
Or best offer doesn't sound.
No.
So
Yeah,
Marty,
we could play some Spellfire.
Yeah, see if we gotta pick up some other collections.
But this was so there was a group of us in high school that played this game, and we quickly learned the person that spent the most money on the cards won.
Yes. Yeah, that's
no different than any other card game.
Right. It's just
that's the whole point.
It's like, oh, how did you get all 10s? It's like, well, I spent
I take it back. There were some White Weenie decks and some Goblin decks that you could play back in Constructed or Magic that were pretty cheap, and
sometimes
you could win.
Sometimes you could win. It depends on the format and all that. They try and control the price for some of that, but yeah, to a certain extent, it's just a money hole.
Yep. Okay. So we heard from Luke. Matt, you're good? Dwarf Fortress, hard drives. Max, what's going on with you?
Oh man, nothing super exciting over here. I think the highlight of my day today, as gross as this sounds, I have dogs, you know that, and Marty thinks that they're gross. So one of my dogs, because they're really fluffy, got some poop stuck in her fur, and she was running around the backyard chasing my other dog, trying to help me, I got this poop stuck in my fur, sliding her butt across the ground, and my older dog just ran away scared, out of her mind. She didn't know what was happening. She came up to the back door and she was just barking wildly. I was like, oh my god, did something get into the backyard? What is happening? I opened the door and she ran inside and hid behind the couch, and then my other dog just came up to me, just whimpering, wiping her butt on the ground. I felt so bad. But it was really funny. It was really
dog freak out.
Dogs are nice to pet, and for short, sort of like children. They're for short durations, but it's good that they're not yours.
The little one just finished her first heat, so hopefully we're gonna take her back to the dog park now, and then she gets spayed in July, which will be some downtime for us. But other than that, man, nothing too exciting over here. Get a second shot on Sunday, so looking forward to actually seeing Seattle at some point.
Yep, I got my second on Friday. Yeah.
I got mine as well, so we're coming along.
Yep. Then fast forward 2 weeks from now, and we'll be at our maximal. Did
you guys see these hero points?
Yep. Yeah, dude, we all got points.
Ahmed says he's broke.
I can't believe he spent it all.
A hero point on Matt, Luke, Neil, Max, and even gave one to me for some reason. I guess I'll use it
to
for
Marty.
Bukerbeck.
You're a hero, Marty.
No, that's for Bukerbeck, I guess.
There you go.
Because
it's not a villain point.
I'd much prefer villain points as the DM.
Because you gonna try to get a refund, Marty?
No. A villain point is just kind of like, so the evil thing I was thinking of doing, I could blame it on someone else. Oh yeah, it's the villain point.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, let's do a quick recap of what happened in the last two games. They're kind of leading up to this. 2 games ago, Traveling Salesman. After some deliberation, the party seeks the counsel of Grandfather Vladimir in the search for Salvatore Scream, Neolandris, and Vencarlo. Their investigation leads them to the gaudy and creepy manor of the Arkona family, whom they suspect has been replaced by vile creatures that now masquerade as nobility. In Commerce by Other Means, the Jerks Emeritus do battle with Bahor, his family of rakshasa, and a trio of guardian creatures in search for the missing bravado artist and politician. And there was an errant teleport which took Zephyros far away after he jettisoned from the fight to heal up a little bit and then tried to return. But ended up in some other noble house in another neighboring district. I think we left off in the middle of combat. So why don't we just take a quick moment to look at initiative and which spells that are running on the field. Now, Bahor and the dimensionally hopping fox-headed rakshasa disappeared into the dungeon beneath the Arkona Palace. They told you that you should follow, otherwise they're going to start killing. Many guardian creatures are left upstairs, and it looks like you may we have some glitter dust that is making the elephants blind, or at least one of them blind. There's a torrent of blood, which is making the ground very mucky. This blue area is some sort of fog.
Obscuring mist.
Obscuring mist. Oh, and a Visions of Hell, which is not affecting the lawful evil Rakshasa.
Yeah, it looks like the sledge is all the way down into that hallway, blocking off the Shandu.
Oh yeah, there were a couple more Rakshasas that were running around. Okay. All right, and then we've got the order of initiative, which I've pasted, and I think we played until the end of a round, which brings us to the top of the next round. Let me get a few of my monster stats open.
Oh my god, guys, what am I gonna do in this round? All right, let's get the notebook out. Let's start doing some turn ideas.
Okay. They were running around another way. Okay. So these two open the door and then move in. And one of them can move in triple move. Fareosae and Pixel. There are many spells going on. The trumping and tramping of elephants, the sloshing of the huge water elemental. There is the taste of the smoky spell in your mouth. Thurgus is just huffing and puffing beside you. And there's all sorts of illusory sludge, and the carpet looks like it's bleeding. You can sense Pixel's... She's growing. She has a slow growing nervous energy, I guess, after Zephyros appeared in the carriage.
Yeah.
It's just a worried.
I'll stay in the telepathic bond. I'm gonna go get help. I'm gonna go get Bukerbeck if you guys can survive here for a bit.
That's right.
What you mean, you fucking guys? It's just me.
You've got the professor.
Is he even still here?
Sure.
Yeah, all right. Do your thing.
You
I'll
can
hold
hear me
down
in
the
your
fort.
mind. I'm in the sludge.
Oh, I thought you were over there pissing your pants. You kept like, what am I gonna do? Should I cast a spell, magic? Yeah, man up, fucking old man. We got some shit to do.
Keep it down in here. I'm trying to concentrate.
In that case, I cackle.
Okay.
Let the bard song linger.
Extending the protective luck by how long?
1 round.
Okay. And then Bard Song will last for 2 rounds.
Yep.
So lingering 2, lingering 1, the last round of Bard Song. Okay.
Just briefly, is the bard song? It's possible that I never put the bard song back up.
For what it's worth, I don't have the buff active right now. But I don't
yeah, bard song is not up, so it doesn't linger. It's just not up.
Okay.
And I cast teleport. I would like to go to the Pearl Cantina, right up at the bar.
All right. Give me a moment while I open up the ye old teleport. Percentile chart.
High is bad. That's the percentages.
Yep. I want to declare the familiarity before you roll, though, because doing it the other way makes me look like a jerk. And that's your job, not my jobs. Okay, so the categories are viewed once. No, you've seen it more than that. Seen casually, or at least that. Studied carefully. Have you spent time measuring, or... I think it's seen casually.
That seems fair. If I were teleporting to, like, Zalara's room, maybe, but
yep.
I don't want to teleport there.
Yep.
All right. 90.
I don't think that's good for casual.
Okay. Off target, you appear safely at a random distance away from the destination in a random direction. You are off target by 1%.
All right.
Of the distance that you traveled. Okay, so I'm going to roll the percentage because it doesn't make sense for you to know how far you are.
Okay, okay.
And then the random direction. So, okay. I'm going to take a quick jaunt into a map of Grand Station. So, you guys are in... Maybe I could force you all there so we can do some chatting. Okay. So you guys are in Old Station right now, or at least 2 of the party members are. Battling at the Arkona Palace. So let's just put a dot where the Arkona Palace is to give you an idea. So the Arkona Palace is like right here.
I could potentially spend that hero point to re-roll the percentile.
I think it's only D20s.
Hero points are D20s.
Good point.
Yep.
Fair enough.
So, Thurgus, you're at the Arkona Palace with the Professor, and then Zephyros. Let me grab his token. Zephyros, teleport's just not your friend this encounter.
Yeah, this is 2 in a row.
Zephyros is at some rich person's house in the next neighborhood over.
Yep.
He's in the Northgate Plateau. And then Fareosae, you were attempting to... Well, these aren't exact distances, just you were attempting to teleport 120, units.
Yeah, units. Yeah.
Away. So I've got a percentage of that, and then. Oh, why am I opening a calendar?
Like a D6 under action?
D8, but I've got it.
Ah, yeah, because up and down, I suppose, right? Nice.
Okay, and then D8s for a reason. This is where we would use the dice tower. 1 is straight up, and 8 would be next to it. So, okay. All right. So Fareosae, you teleport and you hope to be at the bar, and you're on some. You're in some mountainous valley somewhere.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'd like. Oh no.
And there's a lot of mountains in Grand Station.
Oh guys, I'm not there at the Pearl.
What's the range of telepathic bond?
I think it's the same plane, which in this case would be the same Pearl.
Okay, that's good.
I'll try again, but I have no idea how I'll get back to the house.
Unless you teleport back to the house. You hear Zephyros say, "Join the club."
Maybe someone at the bar has a teleport. They can sell you on the fly. Maybe one of your mercenaries. Did I say that out loud?
I'm 3 or 4 dimension doors away from the Arkona Palace unless I use my single teleport to get back.
Well, I think now is probably the time to use it. We'll have to figure our own way out if things get particularly messy. I guess dimension doors straight up from the maze will probably work.
I'm still very injured.
Yeah, I need to get you some healing. Unfortunately, I'm nowhere near healing.
How many teleports do you have left?
1.
Can Zephyros, has he used his arcane bond already?
No, but I think that's what he'd be using for that teleport.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty certain that was how he had one more.
Because he had 2 prepared. He used 1 to get inside the Arkona house, right? Or did he dimension door inside?
He wouldn't have needed to, but he might have been the one that teleported us to Vladimir's house.
Got it. Yes. So it's his arcane bond, and he only has 1 arcane bond. He doesn't have any way of having a second.
I think just the
Not
one.
that I know of.
Ooh, bingo. I have an idea for next time.
How many teleports do you have, Professor?
The one in a dimension hop. I was thinking about using it though, getting tight in this corner, but maybe not.
So it's a carry the 2, and that no, this isn't the math isn't working here. Thurgus, you got any teleports, bud?
Can't talk killing things.
All right, so you're in the mountains somewhere, Fareosae. Did you have any actions left when you arrived?
No.
Okay, so you can't make a knowledge roll to see if you know exactly where you are or not. You don't see much aside from the mountains because you're kind of down in a valley.
Yeah.
Thurgus, let's go back to the combat.
This thing in front of me, is it dead?
Yeah, you. This is the one that had the clawed hands that was trying to get into melee with all of you. It is lying there and it has vicious wounds. Are you going to stop to see if it's alive or not? Or are you going to continue on? It's on the ground, big open wounds, and it's lying there.
I'm a firm believer of double tap. I'm just going to attack it again.
Okay. Don't roll a 1 on your attack roll.
13. Plus Thurgus. Not a 1.
When you thrust the sword down into its chest, you've just got your blade at a diagonal, hoping to hit the creature's heart. It actually wakes up long enough to scream, kind of at the end of your blade. A whole bunch of foul energy starts pouring out of its mouth and its eyes, and its like body quickly decomposes into a mummified remains. All of its fur kind of rapidly rots and falls off of its body, and it leaves behind very disgusting remains. Very, very dry.
Let that be a lesson to you guys. Always double tap. Then I will move.
Okay, so that was a single action. This elephant is not blind. It is glittery, so I think it's going to take its AOO as you approach.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just trying to think of like positioning wise if there's anywhere I would stand. No, I'm just gonna like base it. Hit me.
All right. As you approach, it just swipes its metal tipped tusks towards you. AC 30.
Misses.
Okay, it grazes your armor, and it's pretty big. It's got a lot of momentum, but it doesn't do any damage.
All right. This will be so it's 1 attack on the ground, 1 move. So this is attack number 2. AC 29.
Okay, so it's got an AC of the creature itself has an AC of 24, and it has 4 armor. So AC 29 is a hit.
Great. 3.
You get underneath its front leg and slice open. Blood begins to pour onto the floor.
Is it evil?
This thing is...
I'm assuming it's neutral.
It is neutral.
Okay, my weapon's still holy, so I'm not going to roll the 2 extra d6. 36 points of damage.
Okay, injuring the creature. You need to do a lot more to stop this massive beast.
And then I'm going to take my last hasted attack at -10.
Yep.
It's only 26, but I have determination. What did I do? I rolled a 5. I'm going to use a round of determination to re-roll that.
Okay. You kind of get knocked off balance a little bit, but then you recover your footing and you swipe in again, and you make the single wound that you hit last time bigger. That's
another 29 for 37 points of damage.
The thing trumpets in protest. You think it's going to give you a walloping in a moment.
Get out of my way, elephant! That's it for me.
All right, I'm going to erase Vinashti from the initiative, but Avashandu is still in here somewhere. Where are they? Oh, yeah. Avashandu is standing there. Did Christopher stay behind, or did he go with you?
Oh, he went with me. Okay. Sorry, he's in like a backpack or something. He's a non-combatant.
And then Fareosae had teleported away.
Can I help you?
Oh man, it's just Thurgus and I here at this point now. It's just me and you, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I said. We gotta hold down the fort.
Okay, sorry. Right. I've been trying to figure out how to do anything.
Avashandu is going to get a will save as that creature is interacting with the sludge. Does 25? No, the DC is 26. So it's moving through the sludge as if it were sludge. And
it's like real thick, gross, like, oh, it's trying to get in your mouth. It's in any hole. Your clothes have got to be getting wet.
Yep,
oh my gosh.
It's difficult terrain, so that's 20 feet of movement. That's 30 feet of movement. And then it continues, and that's 10 feet of movement. It sees mist and more sludge. 20 feet of movement. Hey, I'm not in the sludge anymore. 10. So 3 moves, and then you hear a snarl as it pauses for a moment, as it likely came across the body of the rakshasa that you had just slain. All right, Bahor and Vamanda are the 2 rakshasas that have disappeared. Something in the water. It's sloshing around. What was this big purple dot on it?
Shadow trap. It is pinned to the ground by its shadow right now. For rounds, it becomes entangled, preventing it from moving farther than 5 feet from the original position, as if the shadow were anchored to terrain. Each round on its turn, it can attempt a new saving throw to end the effect as a full round action.
Okay, and what kind of saving throw was this?
I think I put it on here, DC 26.
Fort, reflex, or will.
Oh, sorry, will?
Right. The worst of its saves. Does a 21 make it?
No, that fails. Okay,
the water elemental sloshing around as every time it raises its hand, like there's like its own shadow kind of raises up and boxes it in. It's starting to get really frustrated. It's like a turgid swirl of water that is getting more and more frustrated in that spot. You're pissing it off, Professor. Speaking of the Professor.
In Thurgus's head, I will go, Thurgus, tactical advantage. What works better, flanking or entangling?
I'm moving around a lot, so I'm not sure how you're going to flank.
Just answer the question.
Entangle.
Yes. Okay, the crawling hand will UMD the Cure Light Wounds wand.
Okay, because you still have injuries from lightning bolts and...
Yeah.
So badly wounded.
20 damage for the Professor is significant.
Would you have to get 20 on a UMD?
Yep.
Yeah.
32, and it's real shitty, so I think it's just 1d8 plus 1. That's Cure Light Wounds, basic wand. Big money! Reduced it by a significant percentage.
Okay, so that was the Professor getting healed by his familiar.
And then the Professor, on his turn, is going to do dual spell casting for two actions.
Mm-hmm.
The first action, I am going to cast Armor Lock. I'm silently. I believe these things are like wearing some kind of armor. These elephant creatures, right?
Yeah.
From the token, it looks like they have some kind of metallic
armor. Is it metallic?
Some of the tusk and head stuff looks like metal plus leather.
Sure. It's the equivalent of light armor, though. If that makes any difference.
So Armor Lock, target in light or medium metal armor becomes entangled. If they fail, it's spell resistance, yes. Reflex for partial.
Okay.
I guess unaffected by the spell and light if they succeed on the reflex.
Which one are you targeting?
I'm going to do the one by Thurgus that Thurgus is fighting. DC should be 23.
Okay, got an 11.
Alright, so it
pretty good for an elephant.
Okay, its armor begins to twist and turn and kind of lock together. The thing is struggling and trumpeting. Yeah, you lowered its AC.
So that's 10 rounds. And then for my other spell, in the dual spell casting, I will cast Vomit Twin. And I'm casting it silently, so I think there's like a
very, very quiet dry heave, okay?
Yeah, as I vomit up a second Professor. And then I will do a move with my last action to just like, in horror and sort of like to wipe some spittle, move my hand so that I take a move, because to move the Vomit Twin, I have to move it as part of a move action I'm doing. So I will then run the vomit twin as if the professor's trying to. Oh, you flushed him out. He's gonna escape the sludge.
Okay, so the vomit twin is running this way?
Yeah, you're right by this water elemental. Oh, I just gotta get away. You know, he's got me cornered.
All right. What condition does the elemental have? Is it just locked in place, but otherwise it can move?
Just one
it's
second.
Just trapped there. Otherwise, it could do stuff, right?
Entangled. It's entangled.
Okay. All right. So it's going to smack the vomit twin as you run by.
Okay, it can move. It will attempt to move 30 feet. I guess is that what?
Yep.
That's its speed.
AC 28 as a big angry rake of water comes chasing the professor as he's running down the hallway.
That will be a hit.
All right. There's a loud smack, like the type of smack that you'd expect when you do a belly flop in water, but like coming from each of the fingers of the claw that hits you. And it does 24 damage to the vomit twin.
That will destroy the vomit twin.
Okay, the professor just sort of pops into this big like pile of green puke.
Professor, no! Oh, I'm so mad. It's just me, guys.
It's that like 80s green sort of like Slimer green kind of substance that the vomit twin turns into.
Thurgus thinks that makes sense because the professor has so little HP that like if his inside constitution was just wussy green slime, it that adds up.
I will be very quiet after that, and maybe this water monster will. Oh, I got that one. Time to move on.
So what should I do, Fareosae? Says Zephyros. Should I come back?
Save yourself.
I think your scythe is worth it there.
Okay.
But
you took so many hits last time. Don't do it.
Delay around.
You went down like a bitch, Zephyros.
Delay a moment and let me see if I can scare up that healing.
Okay, so Zephyros is going to cast, I think, like a defensive spell on himself.
It's wise.
Does he have any mirror images left?
Ooh, I wonder. Didn't he like get a bunch of them knocked down?
Yeah,
he
says went
on his
through it.
Token.
He has a Magus mirror image, which means I think he can cast it with Magus points if he. No, it's not marked off, so he's going to cast mirror image on himself.
Makes sense.
For 6 images. I have a bit of protection on me now in the meantime. He lets you know what he's casting. War elephants. Alright. This entangled war elephant is gonna start smacking the thing that is hurting it. Alright. Gore, slam, and 2 stomps.
Don't forget your -2.
Yep. And protective luck means I need to roll all these twice.
At least it's the last round.
Yep. Okay, so here's gore, slam, stomp, stomp, and then we'll roll this. We'll roll it twice. So miss, 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 miss. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, none of those land.
Yeah. So its armor is really hampering its movement, and you just have to make quarter circle steps backwards to sort of avoid the creature, and you're still searching for an opening. The other elephant is in fog that it can't see, it's trumping around in the blood, which is really thick. It can sense the splashing of the water. It's... Let's see. A 1, it moves towards the professor accidentally. 2, it moves towards the downwards area. No, it's moving down this hall, dumbly. So through the blood, it's half speed, and it's blind, so it's half speed. So it's moving at 10 per move. And then it reaches the wall and kind of like bumps into the wall a little bit, and its trunk is moving around, and it's looking, and then it turns. Thankfully, Professor, its trunk and tusks are now facing where the combat is and not exactly you. Then it gets a will save. Or is the will save a full round action? No, I think it gets a will save at the end of its turn. 22, does that make your glitter dust?
Oh, the glitter dust, that's an illusion, isn't it?
No, conjuration.
Conjuration, what level is that one?
Second,
so that would be DC 23 to die. I don't have it marked. It was at least DC 23. I can't remember if I boosted it up, and I don't know if I marked that anywhere. What was it? What was its roll? 22. Okay, so it should still fail.
You suspect because you've been near Zephyros that Zephyros has really good scent through his trunk, but you carpeted the floor with so many gallons of blood that it sniffed at the floor and kind of like snorted at it. You're wondering whether or not it can smell you, Professor.
Okay.
Its trunk, its trunk like moving almost independent of the creature, kind of sniffing near the window. The Crown Claw just freezes when the elephant trundles in. It failed its save. You said DC 23?
Yes, at least.
Okay. And the other elephant missed a bunch of times. Okay, so instead of doing damage, you confound your foes. Understood. Karnoshan and Natali are moving. Ah, what nice visions of hell.
I like what you've done with the place.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I like the way the blood squishes through the red carpet in between our toes. Fareosae and Pixel. What's Fareosae doing?
All right, I've got an idea. Let's see if it works. We'll probably owe Logrim a favor. I'm going to teleport to the Pearl Cantina again.
Okay.
But like, for realsies this time?
Sure. Hey! All right. You appear at the bar stool that you expected to appear at. Although you're in the wrong orientation. You're just sort of like at an angle away from the bar, and you put your elbow on to look cool.
I slyly spin around. And I say, bring me Sai, Logrim, and Bukrabekt. I'll take out 100 Zollars and set them on the bar in front of me.
Okay.
It's worth his time. Trust me.
All right. You actually hear Bukrabek's laughter.
Bukrabekt! Come on over.
He's sitting at
Hurry.
He's sitting at a table with two of the beings that you rescued from the basement of the hospice.
From the basement of the hospice.
Yes.
Right.
An owl like Aka and a
Rakshasa, right?
Rakshasa.
It's like a Black Panther cat.
Yeah.
Either of you teleport?
So Fareosae Piers is ordering people around and asking for things. So it is a bar.
Trust me.
It's a busy place. You put money on the bar. Give me just a charisma check, not a diplomacy check, because you're not explaining yourself very well.
Nope.
But just a charisma check to see if your presence, your money, and your tone is getting people to act quickly.
Let us take a look. We've got charisma checks are an ability check that's affected by
Good hope.
Good hope?
Yeah, I'll buy that for $1.
Sure. Seems fair. What would it normally be then? The charisma check. Yeah, I think the +8 then is correctly calculated. Yeah, it is. Okay.
20.
20.
That's very good for a dirty 20. Yeah, it's very good for a charisma check. So what was the order of things? You were get me Bukerbeck,
Master Logrum, and Psy. And then, hey, can any of you guys teleport to the table with Bukerbeck?
It's very expensive, says Polly. She's smoking her long cigarello in the cigarette holder.
Name your price. It'll be worth it.
She raises an eyebrow at that. Triple market cost.
Sure.
She shrugs at that. All right. So Bukerbeck is going to join the initiative. Somebody want to roll a d20 for me?
Stream?
Yeah, first d20 I see will be Bukerbeck's initiative.
Do it, stream. Who's out there?
Is there anybody out there?
Hello.
Just somebody roll.
14.
It's not a save versus death.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
All right. Bukerbeck is now in the initiative. You have someone who is basically quickly bartered a teleport spell. She shrugs and is,
And your strongest warrior?
Let's see. Higher the...
I'll explain.
Better the warrior that is immediately available.
Sure.
Then
Not so good.
She says
fighter.
Then new.
It's Malbut's brother, Buttmal.
All right. She whistles, and you do notice that the two people that you saved sort of perk up. She makes a decision who she wants to come with. Arthur soon to the bar. All right, that was Fareosae.
Is Psy coming? Has Psy been summoned at least?
That part you got Bukerbeck's attention immediately. Polly was able to do it.
I'll take it. This is very good.
No one's like Samson, who's a little slow, looks up from what he was doing. I'm on shift, he says.
Oh no.
I'll just glare at him.
Okay. Your immediate snapping of fingers only got you so far. Let's go back to Thurgus.
Fair enough.
Whose last round of protective luck.
Is it me already?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Lots of stuff died. Yeah, I'm gonna finish off this elephant. That's my goal.
It's trying to struggle against its binding armor.
I'm still really angry.
It's glittery.
You killed my wizard. He was gonna make me big. 36.
Oh yeah, that's a hit.
For 39 points of damage.
39. Okay.
Is it still up?
Yeah. 39. 112, and it is now bloodied with that swing.
Okay, so second swing is a 32 for 40 points of damage, and then I'm assuming
it's
that
now
it's still up.
Extremely injured. Yes.
So I'll do these last two.
Pushing your blade further in.
25 misses, and then haste attack is at -10 still or -15?
No, it stops at -10.
Last one is a 30.
That hits.
For 42 points of damage.
42 is 94. It has single-digit hit points left.
Die!
Just blood everywhere. Just sticking the blade in and in. Just keep on stabbing it.
You killed my wizard!
I have a Shandu. Oh, is pretty pissed. Now needs to get to a spot where
I'm sorry.
It can see you. Gliding up behind you, there is a rakshasa in the mist.
Wait your turn!
It raises its claws, and 4 pulses of magic come flashing out of its paws.
Are they attack rolls?
Into Thurgus? No, they're magic missiles.
Okay.
It does 13 damage to Thurgus.
Ow! Rude! I said wait your turn!
Something in the water. Sort of looking at the liquid that was the professor, like it's sort of examining it. You can see it swirling into its form and some of it being ejected. Alright, so it was regarding the professor, and then it's gonna try to it gets a saving throw, right?
I think it has to spend a turn to get one, but
or an action.
Okay.
Yeah, every turn it can try one as a 4.
19 doesn't make it?
Correct.
Okay, you could see it trying to like its shadows are like a giant bowl. It's trying to find the edges of the bowl, places where it can slosh out of. It's trying to make itself very flat for the whirl effect to come through. It's not having a good time. Bukrebek comes running over to Fareosae.
Ha ha ha! Fareosae! There you are! What brings you to the pearl?
You can see he's a little bit rosy and might have been drinking.
Well, my friend, we're going to need to call upon the healing powers of your god. We have a very interesting and lucrative situation, I believe.
Okay, you had put 200 gold onto the bar?
Put $100 on the bar.
Okay, he scoops it up and says,
"Your donation is accepted."
and slaps you on the back. He doesn't quite realize that combat is currently going on. He does have his gear, it's just not, like, in his hand. Hey, you guys don't pay him very well. He's gonna get paid somehow.
I've arranged transportation, Zephyros, if you'd like to meet us there.
Okay. Zephyros.
The transportation will probably arrive somewhere outside the place.
Okay, I'll be outside the front door. At least I hope. All right, Bukrebek's wandered up, so he's at least at the vicinity of Fareosae, and you're kind of walking him over to Polly. And then I guess Polly's bodyguard needs to roll initiative as well. Okay, someone want to roll a d20 for me?
Oh.
I win.
on both counts.
Yeah.
Okay, for now we're just going to use Iconic Monk 7 for the Aka. We'll make a better build should the Aka survive.
Sure. The poor Aiken. Yeah. We're gonna miss him.
Let me jump back to where is it? Pearl Cantina, and grab all the tokens. Bukerbeck, Fareosae, Polly, and Arthasoon. What was the roll? 17?
Yep.
Plus 3. Okay, Bukerbeck, are you hurt, Fareosae?
I am hurt. But I'll say Zephyros and the others will also need it.
All right. He realizes that there's a potential problem on the other side and sort of readies some of his gear. Professor.
Whew. Okay, a lot of crazy things going on. I'm going to try something a little weird. I think it will work. This was a suggestion in chat, actually, from one of our regular viewers a way long time ago when we got this magic item. Let's see how it works. I would like to, as a free action, quick draw the necklace of fireballs out of my Pathfinder pouch.
Okay.
To start this turn off. Can I drop it as a free action while I move? Or do I have to, like, move, then drop it, or drop it at the start of my move?
Yeah, you can drop it while you're moving.
Okay, I am flying. I am going to do a move here. I'll drop it somewhere around here. Let's say I'll drop it there.
Okay, I'm going to make a little...
It's kind of delightful.
I'm going to make a little X there.
Okay, and then I will fly my 60 this way. And then, so that's one action so far. Then I will use 2 actions to cast a spell. This spell is going to make noise, or rather, like, anyone listening over the din of battle could hear somewhere on the other side of this fog cloud the mumblings of a professor not casting silently. And I am going to do... I sent you a token in chat, Marty. I'm going to do a minor image of that. The illusion save DC will be 25.
Of this little red thing? Okay.
Yeah, this red fiery guy. Yeah. So he's going to be there. His DC...
This is a silent image or a...
It's a minor image, so it can make sounds, so it's immediately going to have the sound of, like, a roaring flame, and it going... and it's going to go... and it's going to kind of be... The illusion will cover the necklace, so if you're looking, you can't see it. You just see this rolling ball of fire, like, covering up the spot. But, of course, it's inside the sludge, too.
The water elemental stops sloshing around in its shadow bowl, and it's now looking at the little fire thing.
And then that is my turn.
The noise spooked the elephant, and it's turning around to face the creature that's the illusion.
one last thing, that illusion, the reason it was not cast silently is because it was cast as a threatening illusion. It can cause one target to believe the illusion is a threat. Choose one 5-foot square within the area of your illusion. That square threatens the target as long as it is adjacent. So I am going to, I think, threaten the water elemental. I have to choose one. Let's go with that one. It's closer to Thurgus.
Okay, so you're threatening.
I think I can actually, because it's like a 5-foot square. I guess it's just a little too far away from these guys to be threatening. But if it came closer, I think is how it would play out.
You're threatening that square.
Okay. Yes. The fiery guy is like kind of taunting his hand forward, dashing it forward, and like the flame dances a little bit. Oh, is he gonna burn you?
Okay, the water elemental makes a face like he doesn't like the fiery little thing. It looks like it's gonna get smacked. And then the war elephant trumpets because it can't see, but it can definitely hear, and it's turning to face the taunting firebomb noise. Is that it for the professor? Anything for your familiar?
Oh my gosh, did I do the right spell? Yes, okay, yes. Yes.
Okay. And your illusion does not...
Oh, wait. I'm going to UMD check. The crawling hand's going to UMD check. And try
to heal you up a bit. Okay.
Yeah. So there's the 13. I get the UMD. 1d8 plus 1. I heal for 2. Great. Really good use of the charge.
All right. Zephyros is attempting to teleport back to the Arkona house. Who would like to roll this?
I need to save all my good rolls for me.
Max, give a roll for. All right,
42. You like the universe and everything, baby.
I can
there
roll
it is.
Low. Yeah. Rolling low is not a problem for me.
It's a classy low, though.
Zephyros basically says in the telepathic bond, "I'm just outside the front door."
No, stay away. Let me die a warrior's death.
Whatever you do, stay out of the back lane.
Oh my god, you guys, the professor's alive.
The war elephant in front of you is just reflexively trying to squash you. It does not have enough room to run over. Its armor is really keeping it at bay.
You could trample down this hallway. I would understand.
Wow, AC 33, 35 is the highest.
Nope.
Okay, it stomps, it tramps, it swings its trunk and is trying to gore you, and is not able to hit Thurgus. Thurgus, you've got an invisibility aura. Did that go down when you attacked? Okay, all right. And it's still locked in its armor. The armor lock helping. The other elephant is... It can hear a thing. Is this giving off heat?
Oh, does minor image have heat? Minor sounds, but not understandable speech. No, I don't think that's still major.
All right. Yeah, so it moves forward.
Does not create... Yeah.
It doesn't create any heat?
No smell, texture, or temperature.
Alright, so the elephant is like feeling around, and it actually touches the amulet.
Okay.
And picks it up and kind of sniffs at it and drops it, and it's like it's feeling around for what's making the noise.
It dances around it.
It then sloshes around in the blood a little bit, and that was 2 moves, a move and a... Yeah, it kind of stops there. It's like on top of the amulet.
Okay.
Gets another save.
Yep, and then the save against the... Against the glitter dust. 20. It is still blind. Trumpets angrily. Karnashan. These guys are finally catching up. One move. Approaches the sludge. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So he gets through the sludge. And Nudhali also needs to Council of Rakshasas in the mist. The sludge slowing, the illusory sludge slowing them down.
Can I see the one that's on the edge?
Yes.
Or is it still hidden in the mist?
This one you can see on the edge.
Okay.
Fareosae and Pixel.
I guess I'll say quietly to let me erect the pearl here.
Yeah. Polly looks at Fareosae, blows some smoke kind of in all of your faces. Where to?
I'll take off my ring of the sophisticate, which is worth a ton more than the teleports.
Yep.
And show it to her and say quietly, the Arkona Palace. The Arkona Palace.
Very dangerous place, my dear. I hope you know what you're getting into.
Oh, we know a lot. I'll give you some information to give to Sai.
She does not look perturbed. She does not argue that she's never been there before. In fact,
she may have been there. Who knows?
Yep.
I'll give her the ring.
Okay. She takes the ring. Like, use your action to pull the ring off and give it to her. You still have one action left.
Bard song.
I don't think I've got another action. I think we're good.
Okay. Thurgus, back at the Arkona Palace.
I don't trust anyone here to execute spies. Dude at the bar is way too slow. So I will give the option to Polly when she comes back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
Well, no, Polly is standing right beside you, ready to teleport now.
Let's go.
Okay. On Artha Soon's turn, she's going to teleport. But Thurgus, there's this elephant that's bleeding everywhere. It's hanging on by a thread. You do slash at the elephant, and it, I think it dies.
Yeah.
You do more than...
Plus 32. There you go. 42.
In the entry hall, if you're familiar with it.
The elephant dies. You plunge your sword well too deep. There's too much blood gushing out of it. It kind of trumpets and then gurgles and then just sort of like rolls onto its side. It breathes one large breath, final breath, exhales, and its eyes roll into the back of its head.
Don't go too close to the laughing for the moment.
Can you activate, this is a question, can you activate a supernatural ability while raging? It's not spell-like, so supernatural?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to activate my Bane for Outsider Bane. So this will be round 1 of Outsider Bane. So that's my second action. My third action will be to move up to this Rakshasa. And then I'm gonna...
Your blade just blazing.
I'm so tired of you fucking cats. Get out of my fucking face. Ah! Alright, and so this will be 220 plus 33 minus 5. That's a nat 20.
Okay. Yeah, that's a hit. Roll to confirm. And then it's in the mist thanks to Fareosae, so there's a 20% mist chance. Hey, I'll be here all night.
Nice.
I'll let you roll that one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because you like rolling low.
Good for me?
Yeah, high is good for you.
No! Been defeated.
You gotta be kidding me.
Just shadows in the mist, and it looks at you. You look at it. You get angry. Yeah, you were trying to take off its head. Okay, right. That was your haste attack.
So that's attack the elephant, bane, move, and that's my hasted attack. So that's everything.
Okay, and by haste we mean channel vigor, but.
Sorry, what?
Channel vigor or
channel vigor? Yeah. It has benefits of haste.
Yep.
Yeah.
Havishendu. All right. That's the one you just attacked and almost took the head from. It doesn't want to stand in melee with you anymore. You're an asshole. It's got concealment. It's going to... I think it saw a magic missile working, and they are minor sorcerers, so one, defensively, it has no problem casting magic missile defensively. It just blasts a bunch of missiles into your chest for 15 damage, and then it's going to step back into the mist.
Okay.
Nadholi steps out of the mist and rocks a lightning bolt at Thurgus. It bounces off this wall and doesn't actually hit the professor. It doesn't angle quite enough to hit the professor.
27 on my reflex save.
The DC is only 17.
Call that 15 points of damage.
15 points of electrical damage, yeah. Alright, Arthasoon and Polly end up teleporting. She teleports with Fareosae, Arthasoon, and Bukerbeck outside of the Arkona Palace. The benefits of having friends and adventuring in a city.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Let me grab the tokens from the Pearl Cantina. And bring you to the Arkona Palace. Okay, you peer just sort of down the road a little bit. You can see Zephyros standing there, a bunch of mirror images of him kind of orbiting around a spot. You can hear like the remnant. You could hear and see the remnant flash of like the lightning bolt going off from inside. This is the sort of thing I don't want to be seen.
Right. Tell Sai we're here to rescue the Seneschal and Vencarlo. And I'll show her Vencarlo's signet ring.
The Seneschal of Grand Station?
Yes. How's that for some juicy information?
And you aren't heroes, she says. Almost like heroes was a dirty word to her.
There's money involved, too. How dare you?
She takes her last action and casts a quickened vanish.
They're all rakshasa in there, by the way.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
She casts a quickened vanish. She's still here, but she just doesn't want to be seen standing next to you. Arthasoon bows respectfully to Zephyros and kind of scurries up next to Zephyros, looking up at the door. something in the water. Well, there's this little fire beast. It's gonna slap your fire beast thing. I don't know, it hits AC almost 40. So I think it hits your figment.
I think it'll just like steam and go
okay.
And then it'll
Alright.
It will get a saving throw to believe it or not.
It looks at its hand and then continues to attack your figment. Okay, the elephant's kind of trumpeting because the attacks are happening between its legs, and you distract something from in the water from escaping. How long does this shadow thing last?
It's marked. It's going to turn 17.
Oh, okay. So the elemental's just stuck.
Yeah, it's there.
Bukerbeck
wants to keep trying.
Ha ha! Zephyros, it looks like you're injured. The blessings of Baba Dama Domba heal us.
Is that Bukerbeck? We're saved.
Bukerbeck outside uses one of his channel energies. He's got 9 of them. Let me just...
That's good stuff.
9, not counting his lay on hands.
Yep. And he heals for 46. Everyone gets 14.
Whoa, really? Oh, 4d6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Everyone gets...
I was going to be like, you go, boy.
Gets 14 back.
I will take that. And that's 14 lethal and 14 non-lethal.
Yep.
I thought you healed double non-lethal first.
No.
Must be thinking something.
Or we've dragged along a 3rd edition rule that yeah, I think you heal equal amount of non-lethal and lethal, but we could be wrong. You've proven us wrong in a few things.
Not important.
All right, Sludge, Professor, Sludge 2 now goes away. So, which one is the Sludge 2? The one to the south. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me attempt to clean that up.
Sorry, the illusions are a bit messy.
Oh, that's fine. It's that gray stuff. Okay. Cool. And I'll get rid of the... But it's the Professor's turn again.
Okay. I don't know if this will work. This seems kind of... Definitely not how this is intended, but, you know, Marty, you let me know if this makes sense or if a hero point or anything helps. But here we go. So on the ground is the necklace of fireballs type 5. Immediately over it is a minor image, a figment of a fiery bomb creature. I will use, for the first time, my feat Shadow Gambit to make the illusion somewhat real. So, Shadow Gambit, let me just pull this back up. I accidentally closed it. So, it has to attack a target. I want the target to be the necklace, but the necklace can't hallucinate itself being attacked by the bomb. So, does it have to be looking like is the attack imaginings happening in the mind of the elephant, and maybe it misses and hits the necklace?
Give me a second. So you are trying to destroy the necklace.
Yes. I'm trying to turn my illusion briefly real to do fire damage to the necklace on the floor.
Does Shadow Gambit let you deal fire damage?
Yes.
The
shadowy attacks can deal acid, bludgeoning, cold, electricity, fire. It just has to make sense with the illusion.
That's awesome.
So I'm trying to have this bomb guy blow up on the ground, like, and try and destroy the necklace.
You must either make a melee touch attack or give the target a saving throw, fortitude or reflex. So objects do get fort saves or reflex saves.
But he could just choose touch attack and hit AC 5.
Yes. AC 5 against a patch of ground. It's a tiny object. It'd probably end up being something like AC 9.
Sure. Makes sense.
The shadowy attack deals 1d6 points of damage per spell level.
So, I mean, spell level, this is a minor image. It's a second level spell.
It's 2d6 fire.
2d6 fire. So it's a touch attack?
Yeah.
Range or melee touch attack. Is that just a melee attack? I've never done a touch attack with Professor, as one might imagine.
You use your own melee touch attack bonus, so it's your BAB, which is 5, plus your strength, unless you have weapon finesse.
No, my strength is real bad too. I'm trying to decide, should I make it a touch attack or a...
You got a +6.
Save.
With the good hope up.
I'll say the telepathic bond, I'll try and transmit some equations of magic to Fareosae and Zephyros to see if they have any opinion on what type of assembly this spell should take.
It's your thing, man.
Yep. No time for math.
Reflexes? I'll do reflexes or whatever.
Okay. Basically, it's being attacked now by a magical fire attack. That being the item. In the item description, it says the item must make a saving throw with a bonus of +7. So
okay,
it gets a I'll roll the saving throw for the item because it's a item, and the DC of the save is what? It would be equivalent to your figment that is being shadow reeled right now.
Yeah, so that would be 25.
Oh,
would be the illusion DC.
Okay, it rolls a nat 1. It's almost like the second the little thing touched the fireball, it just...
Oh, wow.
All of the remaining spheres detonate simultaneously.
Yes!
Often with regrettable results. So how many dice of fireball are going off right now?
Yeah, so this, I've never used it. It's a type 5. There is a 196. There is 276. 2 5d6.
And 2 3d6.
3d6.
Okay,
yeah.
can you...
7 total.
Just roll the dice separately?
Okay. So here is 1d... Okay, so number 1 is 9d6.
You know, yeah, okay. All right.
34.
Because they get saves for each one of these.
Yep, and then rolls the 2 7d6s. 76 and 76.
2 76. Do you want them separate, or can I hashtag to it?
You can hashtag to it. It's fine.
30 and 21.
Okay. And now the 2d5s, the 2 5d6 fireballs.
Oh, it was not 2d5, it was 5d6. Sorry. Let me redo that one. Seven and 18.
And then the 2 3d6s.
Oh, that's 7. Oof. 1 1 1 1 3.
11 and 9.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull up a calculator here.
They're all reflex DC 14.
Yeah. 34, 30. That's 21.
And I think I was trying to do the radius tool. I think I get the elephant and the elemental and not myself if I did 20-foot radius for fireball correctly.
Yep. I think if you added a 1d1 in there, Matt, it would do the math for you.
I think you're right, yeah.
It's 142. Okay. Let me roll some reflex saves for the elephant. You know, I actually don't think the elephant dies because of this.
No.
No.
It's had a very bad day.
It has a very bad day. Yeah, the professor doing damage is very interesting.
I had to do it through some weird ass bullshit.
It's expensive
but I got
damage,
a good fireball though. Yeah, I mean,
it
was just Thurgus and I in here. We had to pull out some tricks.
4, 5, 6,
pyrotechnics.
Zephyros, you're totally gonna talk to Zephyros about this. And he's like, sure you did, Professor. I'm sure it was wonderful.
Yeah, right. He's outside.
I know you can fireball too. Whatever. No, it was the best thing ever, Zephyros.
You were there. You heard it outside. I heard it in your mind. I know you did. You said in your mind, what was that noise? It sounded like a fireball.
8 plus 2. Oh no, I made the save against the... Okay.
Big one and then one of the other ones, probably.
Minus...
Yeah, surely.
I'm sorry to have unleashed this brutal man.
That's fine. I think next time we're just going to roll all the dice and do a single saving throw. 7 plus 9. And then it failed that one.
Or just do them in order.
So you did 100 damage to the elephant.
Okay.
It's
the other one.
Oh no, it's sickened. So it's at a -2 to all of its saves. So it failed an additional one. So it took another 5 damage. And it does not have 100 hit points left. So I'm going to make it roll a 4th save. We're going to consider this all part of the same damage. So plus 16 minus 2. So it didn't roll a 1, so it didn't die automatically having the highly flammable magic item erupt in explosions underneath it. The elephant just tramping around in all the blood, and it is very, very hurt. And then the elemental needs to make a bunch of saving throws as well. No, water elementals tend to not like fire.
Wasn't sure if that was...
It is really dexy, though. And makes all of its saves.
Is that for half, or does it have...
Yeah, so it's...
65 points of damage.
Yeah, it was like 142 or something.
Oh, I thought it was 130.
Yeah, I'm just going to put 71 damage on the elemental. A lot of steam rising from the elemental. It basically is trying to block itself. It disappears into the bowl of shadows that it's stuck in. But a lot of steam is rolling off of it as this horrible, horrible series of explosions happens in the Arkona Hall. Zephyros does say, "Who was that?"
It was me! It was a fireball! Ha ha! The illusion will disappear as part of doing the Shadow Gambit, and then the crawling hand will UMD the wand again over here, and then I will move actually as well. I'm gonna get a little bit farther away. I fail the UMD check, so the wand doesn't work, and I am going to just get a little bit farther away here.
Okay, this multi-arm statue thing kind of makes you nervous.
I will be moving away and like recoiling in horror from the things down the hallway.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's exotic looking. I have a
that an adherent of Bopa Dumba Dumba would appreciate.
Ooh. Maybe I will not get so close if I can then. If I notice this thing is quite menacing,
yeah, it's menacing. It's not moving. It's a statue, but it's painted and it does look like this three-headed, strangely dressed and exotically bejeweled woman. Multiple heads, multiple arms, and some a very live-looking weapon.
We'll not get any closer.
The hand it takes.
And my turn will be over.
All right.
And I will remove that necklace from my character sheet. Well used.
So yeah, yes. Is Sinclair out? Says Zephyros.
No, that was me, damn it!
How did you cast Fireball?
I cast 7 fireballs at once! Think
In the most expensive and complicated way possible!
Who said that in here?
It was me.
You feel like Zephyros wants to know how you did it, and you're not saying, so he's growing annoyed. Speaking of Zephyros, is it time for him to dimension door with some of you inside?
I think it is.
All right.
I believe so.
He's going to ready a dimension door for when Fareosae comes within reach. I can take 3 inside.
Excellent.
War elephants. Well, this elephant is just running down the hall away from the explosion that happened near its nuts.
That's smart. That's smart.
It's just flaming war elephant. So it moved out of the muck, and it's moving here, and then it just kind of ends up about here.
I'm also 20 feet up.
Yeah, the other war. It's pretty big. It's 20 feet up as well.
Yeah, it's true. It's a giant elephant.
Karnashan is gonna come join the trio of rakshasas in the mist, and we're picking on this this bear warrior
who desperately needs evasion.
Yeah, it runs up to the edge of the mist. Dibs on his hide. I look forward to becoming one of those. No, I want to be a bear. I hear there's lots of them in the Beastlands. I just want to make a carpet out of him. Alright, Karnashan moves up, and these minor sorcerers are going to peck at you with spells to death.
No!
This one is going to attempt to hit you with an acid arrow.
I deflect it.
AC 32.
Do I get... I don't get my Bane bonus on this deflect roll, do I?
I'd have to read the feat.
It's an opposing attack roll.
Sure, because it's coming from a creature you're baning.
Let me see here. Cut from the air says... Okay. Then... There you go. 49 to the
49, point. So you kind of swing at the missile with your blade, and then give the blade a flick to get whatever acids off of it. There's still a bit of steam rising from your blade, and a dirty acid pool on the ground.
You're not welcome in the Baselands.
Alright, Nadhali. He's going to go plunging back into the mist. I think cast a spell first and then go. I suggest that you throw your sword in the sewers.
Assuming this is a will save?
This is a will save, mind affecting, compulsion. I don't know if you've got protection from evil up.
I don't.
Okay.
But I have steel will. Oh! Oh no, that I don't think this is not an effect that would cause me to lose my grip on my weapon, is it?
Kinda.
Gloves of Dueling says I have a situational modifier for effects that would cause me to lose my grip on my weapon.
A situational modifier. That sounds like a CMB check. This is more of a.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just asking because that's just the way that it's written. I rolled a fucking nat 1. I'm gonna spend my hero point on it.
Okay. To re-roll.
Yeah. Thurgus does not want to lose his weapon. He just grips it even tighter as he looks at this guy. I suggest you get over here so I can kill you faster.
And then he'll go deking back into the mist away from you. I almost had him. Attack his mind. Fareosae.
Pixel is going to start moving in.
Okay.
Fareosae will move into range.
Okay. I assume we want Bukerbeck inside, so we're gonna the ready will go off when Bukerbeck's in position.
I will go ahead and start Bard Song as well.
Okay. Thurgus and the Professor, if it's a sound-based effect, you can hear the faint sound of Fareosae's Bard Song.
I'm using the pipes.
Okay. Thurgus.
Which one of you did I hate the most? I'll step here and start swinging at the one in front of me.
You gotta get rid of these things.
Oh, trust me, I will. This is 31 plus Bane plus Bard Song. Attack number 1. 44.
It's a hit.
Or is it?
Oh, son of a bitch. Don't make me roll it. Ha! It's only 20%, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank God.
It seemed pretty confident with its very thick hide and its minor protective spells, but you go hammering right through it. It's DR 15 good and piercing, which I think you...
So I have piercing from my weapon versatility.
Yep.
That's active.
Yep.
And it is good aligned. It is a holy greatsword right now.
So you're skewering this rakshasa with your sword.
58 points of damage. That's 3d6 plus 36 plus 2d6 from holy plus 2d6 from bane.
All right, you have not bloodied this creature yet, although it's close.
I'll take my second attack.
Yep.
That's -5. This is 44 to hit.
Potential hit. Hit.
89.
Running it through.
For 63.
To the hilt. 60 is 119. You're gonna hate me. It's 1 hit point left.
Son of a bitch.
But it does need to roll save or die on that.
Yeah, because it took more than 50 damage in a single swing. And
thank God.
This thing's fort save is...
I mean, it's probably going to make it, but...
It rolls a nat 1 and dies on the end of your blade.
And I kick it off. I'm going to wear you.
And the mist take it away.
Yeah, basically it screams at the end of your blade and just mountains of maggots start pouring out of its mouth, and it seems to deflate like an evil balloon into this really wrinkly formed of a really old rakshasa, and then you just shake it off, and the meat just falls apart, rotten.
Yeah, I'm not wearing that. And then I'll take my channel vigor attack. So I was move, 2 attacks, and then channel vigor. At the one next to I can see the one next to it, right? Still.
Yep, yeah, you can still see it in the mist.
37
it
to hit.
Twists to try to get away from you, and it puts up its backwards paw to try to block the attack, and now you cleave into it.
for another 63 points of damage.
All right, it has to make a fortitude save or die because it does not have 63 hit points left. And it too dies at the end of your blade. This time, it put up its hand, you cut off its hand, and basically as the blade's coming down, you push it into its skull, and basically it dies a similar horrible death at the end of your blade.
I'm cleaning up, boys. Now where's that little one that hit me with the lightning? You're next. That's it.
So Kanashin...
That was a brilliant round.
That was a good round.
Yeah.
That's good.
Professor, how come you didn't kill 2 people in your round?
I did the fireball, didn't you see?
Oh no, the door's closed. I'm sorry.
Artha soon enters some monk stance that you guys don't understand yet because we haven't built the character. Something in the water. Polly on Artha Soon's turn says, "We'll see you back at the Pearl, should you live.
I'll salute."
Be careful in the labyrinth," she says.
Any tips?
Don't go rushing in.
I'll tell Thurgus.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, tell me,
Okay,
write that down.
Rushing.
Yeah, send that to me 2 days ago, maybe, you know.
The labyrinth is likely well trapped. We'll want to be careful.
Quiet on this channel. I can't hear you over all the killing.
Something in the water. Oh, it's. Did you have an attack spell? So you made something roll a saving throw. You've got greater invis up, not lesser?
Yeah, I got greater invis up.
So it's looking down the hallway. It heard something there. Like, it's looking. It's glancing over at Thurgus, and it's going to spend its full round trying to escape this madness of the shadow trap. It's trying to reach for the ceiling and, like, flow along the ceiling. It's trying all the things. Rolls a nat 20 and escapes from the shadow trap.
Nice.
Do you speak Aquan?
I might. Let me see. No. It's on the learn list.
Thurgus does. It says, "You're not going to escape. I'm going to drown you." Oh, that one's not nice. It can stay here. We gotta get the fuck out of here, though.
I think I agree.
That was a full round action. Bukerbeck comes trundling forward, and then there's a dimension hop. And I'm just going to roll 1, it appears here, 2, he appears in the mist, and 3 miscalculates and goes a little bit further south. Alright, Zephyros brings the group of you into the visions of hell and the mist. Which I think means everyone needs to make a saving throw versus the visions of hell.
I think so, yeah.
Zephyros is on target.
Alright, so Zephyros is...
Poor guy.
Zephyros has been in that Visions of Hell before, though.
And I think you keep on getting affected, right?
He failed and he walked out of it.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, that probably isn't a helpful thing to add.
Or maybe I'm thinking of your scary mist. Give me a second.
No, he was definitely in that Vision.
And he definitely failed that save. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he's back in there. What's the DC of the Visions of Hell?
Ooh, what was
28?
28.
7 or 28?
28.
Yeah.
We do get to add the +2 from Fareosae's Bard Song to this roll. Bukerbeck has a +18 will save. Wow, Bukerbeck.
Nice. I make it with the 33.
Bukerbeck makes it. Your new monk is scared. Doesn't quite understand what's going on.
What have I gotten myself into?
All right, and then Bukerbeck, because they're injured people, so you guys appear here. And Bukerbeck does channel positive energy to heal all of you. Unfortunately, he can't see Nud Holly, so he accidentally heals the Rakshasa. But he heals everyone, including Thurgus, for 14. Alright, I've got Zephyros, and then... that was Bukerbeck's second channel.
Blessings of Bomba Dumba Dumba! What is going on here? I hear
I'm racking up a kill streak.
I hear there's trouble at this palace. What is that?
Alright, I've got a note saying black goo and sludge are ending this round. So does that mean the illusions...
Yeah, there's two of them. There was the one in front of the door, and then there was that's the black goo, and then the sludge is the same sort of stuff back in the corner, though.
The gray stuff, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Professor, what are you doing?
Is the door...
These doors are open. Yeah. This door is also open.
Okay. This door is open.
Yep.
Open, you said. Okay. I'm going to do it like this, then. The Crawling Claw is going to try the UMD again.
Yep.
And it will fail. Wait, Bard Song's going? Does that help on UMD?
Nope.
Okay. Then that fails.
You do have a fortune point and a hero point. You could spend a fortune point to make that work with a +2.
To get that sweet 2 healing out of that Cure Light Wounds one. I think I'll pass on that one. Okay. But thank you for reminding me. I am going to instead do something I didn't know you could do until rereading the spell. As a standard, I can create another Vomit Twin as long as the Vomit Twin spell still persists. So I'm still within the 10 rounds of casting it. I'm going to vomit up a new Vomit Twin of the Professor right, next to me or whatever. So that will be my standard.
Okay, the water elemental has a target.
Yes. And then for my move, I will move into this room and peek around the door.
Okay. You're in a nice lounge area. The furniture and the decorations are nicer than the JE lounge.
Okay, that's my turn.
Zephyros, I've got WOF. What is that?
Wall of Force.
Wall of Force. Okay, so the
early game stuff is expiring. The early battle stuff is expiring.
The Wall of Force shimmers and pops. You see it kind of burn away. Zephyros.
Where is it?
He's asking Thurgus where is it?
The growling thing.
I will telepathically try and give him a direction from me.
Yep.
Best I can.
Yep. And he steps forward and then can now see it. Zephyros, let me just check his spells. He's going to use Improved Spell Combat. No. Okay, here's what he's doing. He sees it. He's going to burn an Arcane Pool point. I believe he can do this as a move. To give himself Arcane Accuracy.
I think it's a free action.
It's a swift, so it becomes a single action in this system.
Brutal. Okay.
However, he casts a spell, a standard action spell, and attacks as a single action because they apparently love maguses in this system.
That makes sense. I mean, that's normally how touch spells work, because you cast, and then you get a free touch attack to deliver, and Spell Strike lets you use your weapon instead of your touch attack.
Yep.
Makes sense.
I need to look at another Magus for a second here. I don't know if
let me know if there's anything I can help with.
So,
I played 1 to 17.
Reverse. I'm just looking at Agony of Coals from our other campaign, because he's a Magus. So, spell combat is 1 action, and spell strike is 2 actions. So he can do a spell combat.
That would be swapped, right? Because spell combat's a full round action, and spell strike is essentially a free action.
No, I think that's the way it is.
Spell combat's the one that allows you to cast and attack.
Yep.
Or like, you're basically two-handing it. Like, -2 to all your attacks, but you get to cast with your offhand and attack with your main hand. That one's spell combat.
I've got it written down from a previous campaign. 1 action for spell combat, 2 actions for spell strike. If you want to double check the
spell strike seems weird, because spell strike just allows you to replace any melee touch attack with an attack with your weapon. I'll look up the Unchained Action economy. Maybe there's something that I just don't know about.
Yep. For now, he has arcane accuracy, and then he's going to cast a spell while striking. The spell is going to be True Strike.
Oh yeah, it's interesting. There's special rules for spell strike in Unchained Action economy. You're right. It's a complex action.
He's going to spell strike and True Strike.
Holy shit!
Nah, he's not gonna. He's gonna step forward and he's gonna put Shocking Grasp into his thing, and he's going to attack. I think that's what he's gonna do. I was gonna try to get rid of the mischance, but the chance.
So spell strike's Shocking Grasp would be 2 actions.
Yep. His normal attack is there's a Bard Song running.
Yeah.
I think we've got combat routines for him that basically work.
Okay.
He gets,
what's his bonus?
He also gets +4 if it's wearing or wielding any metal.
Yep.
He's using the scythe. He's using spell combat, you say?
Yep.
Spell strike.
Spell strike.
Spell strike. Okay.
No penalties.
Spell combat. No arcane accuracy.
Nope. He had to 5 foot. So
I've got him at a +19 then.
Okay.
To hit.
So he potentially hits.
Is that with Bard Song?
And
Bard Song and Good Hope, yeah.
Because we didn't use True Strike, damn it, he missed because of the miss.
Blows back.
The miss. And he still has the charge in his side, though.
So it goes.
Wily thing, he just says in his mind. The War Elephant stops charging this. Well, it bumps into the statue and then turns around. It's just tramping down the room and stumbling around. It's still on fire a little bit. Nudholly. Well, it's a bunch of you this way, huh?
Not that she can see. She can hear, though.
Yep. She's going to move to here. It does
that looks smart.
Trigger an AOO from Zephyros.
Ooh, he still got that spell in there.
Yep. So plus
he can
19.
Deliver it on this hit, right?
AC 29, he misses. And Nudholly is going to cast a lightning bolt down the hallway.
Oh no! You're all in a line.
Yeah, Thurgus, Zephyros, and she misses Bukerbeck and Fareosae because she doesn't know where you guys are, but ends up hitting your new monk The monk evades. Zephyros.
He's getting so beat up this combat. Oh my god. Heal him again.
I got a 26.
Zephyros makes his save. And
What?
yeah, the DC is only 17. For 25 electrical damage becomes 12 with a save. 66 damage. And the monk just kind of hops out of the way. Nadali's looking back at the elephant, and she says something in Aquan to the water elemental. This one needs to die. Extinguish his
this
light.
one needs to die. Glub, glub, glub.
That's fucking ugly, isn't he? Fareosae.
I can see that there's not necessarily a lot of meat on the battlefield anymore. I'm going to take a 5-foot step and sleep Hex Noon Holly. Bard Song will continue. I have plenty of rounds of that.
She gets a 22 on her will save.
It is a DC 23, I'm afraid.
Falls down.
Good night. Forever.
And Pixel can see through the mist because she's got powers. Thurgus.
That's her mist.
Yep.
Pixel will continue moving here, but Pixel's outside, so...
Mm-hmm.
I 5-foot step coup de grace.
In this system, I think you have to be next to them to coup de grace. There's no 5-foot steps anymore, right? So you could...
Is it a
5-foot
full
step
round action for a coup?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a complex 3 actions, so I can't do that this turn. Yeah, I will just double tap it then.
Okay.
I'll just attack it.
Plus haste, so you're attacking 3 times.
Yeah. I'm raging, so I'm just gonna smash this body a whole bunch of times.
Okay. You could use your haste attack first, and see if it dies on the second attack, in order to have a move afterwards.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna.
Okay.
I've spent 1 move, and I'm just gonna roll 1 attack first.
You wander up to her. She's crumpled over, asleep, and you
for 40.
You hit
for 55 damage.
All right. So she now took damage in melee and is awake, but she's prone. She does need to make a fortitude save or die because she does not have 55 hit points left.
Oh shit.
Makes the save. All right, now you've got a prone rakshasa in front of you.
I'll take my haste attack.
Okay.
For 33. And another 65 damage.
That runs
seems
the
decisive.
rakshasa through, and 65 is a 125. They've got 22 cons, so you kill her.
And then
you basically stab down to the ground, and we're like twisting your blade, and she was screaming in the end of it, and then just stop moving around, and then the body desiccates. Moths flying out from her skin as the fur rapidly erodes. Creatures of pure corruption.
I have 1 action left. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm actually going to swap my judgment from bonus to hit and AC to fast healing and AC, and that's it for me.
Okay. Soon comes and joins Thurgus. Looks down at the mess and then looks up at the elemental.
I just look at him. You sure you want to be here, mate?